A true classic never goes out of style. Welcome YouTubers to another video. Today we have the Neca Chucky doll. So we got Tiff last month. Now Chucky's arrived. He comes in a good guy box. So this is really cool because the good guy box in it of itself is a collectible. You know, people will buy just a good guy box. And this one has like burnt marks and weathering, which is really cool. So let's check it out on this side. He wants to be your best friend. He could be a cowboy, a courageous soldier, a doctor, a superstar, baseball player. It does have the Neca logo. There's tons of blood right here, blood splatter, which is awesome. In the back, again, more wear and tear, blood, Neca logo. Even like right here, it looks like it's burnt. Looks really well done. And on this side, he can be a construction worker, a brave Indian, a fearless fireman. And there's blood splatter throughout. Overall, it's a fantastic looking box. And honestly, I'd love to display this somehow with my Chucky just because it's so freaking cool. Although I kind of feel like this box doesn't fit this Chucky. Because I don't even remember seeing this box in Bride of Chucky. However, my Chucky 2, that guy, would be perfect for this box. And technically that medallion fits better with this guy because, you know, he was after it the whole movie. So, yeah, then on top, age 17, Neca, good guy, so forth. You know, and then here's Chucky, similar manner. He's going to be tied with those little strings, eyeballs rolled back, you know, head plastic and caved. So let's go ahead and remove them. And I really want to test out my Chucky too, both inside of this, and I'm curious. Okay, I was just looking at the height of this box. It could technically go inside a garage shelf if the garage shelf is lowered to the ground, which I do for my Chuckies. I'm kind of thinking if I eventually move Chucky here, I could probably display this box in the background, you know, behind Chucky 2. Now, especially if I do it right here, I remove that little, you know, metal bar and put this in the corner and then do Chucky 2, Tiffany, Bride of Chucky. That's kind of the vision. And I think this would just go fantastic right there in the corner. But let's go ahead and get Neca Chucky out and see how he stacks up. Let's compare him to, obviously, to my current Chucky, and I'll tell you guys which one I like more. You know, it's really hard to tell, obviously, in its current situation. I can't, you know, give a, you know, affirmative. I need to see what the eyeballs and hair look like and the close-up detail. But for the record, I've always wanted a Scarface Chucky. Ever since I saw the Sideshow one in person in the Philippines at Yexel Toy Museum, I wanted to get the Sideshow one. I loved it. Sideshow one goes for stupid amount of money. And I would never pay that much for a Chucky doll, you know, but this bad boy was like $450. He's already flipping for $1,000 on eBay. I got this through Entertainment Earth. And after they charged me, they shipped it next day. Let's see. Yeah, this is literally just going to pull. I'm going to need 2 hands, so let's get him out. All right, so this is Chucky straight out of the box. He was definitely more difficult to get out versus Tiffany. He had plastic on his face that was covering the front and back that was taped together. Definitely more difficult. So, I mean, one thing that immediately comes to mind, like when I pick him up versus when I pick up my custom Chucky, and one reason he's able to stand a lot better, his head is not super heavy. You know, it's probably just plastic. Where my Chucky, as far as I can tell, it's resin, and the head is very heavy, where the body is like a foam with maybe some metal for the, you know, bending. But my Chucky literally cannot stand on his own unless angled super good. But then one slight, you know, you walk by it, the wind will blow it over. You know, where this one, it's able to stand up immediately, no issues, and it's not that heavy. When you get it out of the box, this is what my hair looked like. As you can see, it's very flat and looks not good at all. So we're going to need to, you know, fluff that hair up and make it look, you know, much better. So give me 1 second for you, probably 10 minutes for me to fix the hair. And of course, I hate displaying like articulated figures with just their hands to the side. I freaking hate that. So we definitely need to like bend one arm, especially that arm, throw something in that arm as well, because that's like the, the holding arm. So my ultimate goal is to get a gun that can fit it. I want to measure it and have him holding a gun, and then my Chucky 2 having the knife. But we can definitely have him hold a knife as well for now, until we get the gun. But let's fix that hair up. Alrighty, so this was just a few minutes of kind of like fluffing the hair a little bit. The length, I would say, is pretty darn good in terms of how far down it goes. I don't like my Chuckies with, super long hair. This is technically even longer than my current one, which, as you can see, just barely goes to the bottom of the neck, more like right there. So I would say the hair length is pretty good. Good color. Yes. The hair's not too bad, honestly, at all. There is the hand-punched eyebrows, which I believe some people have complained it's a little too long. Now, I do have, I paused this. There is Chucky from the actual movie. So you can kind of compare, Let's just bring the laptop over there so you guys can gauge on like likeness. I think it's pretty darn close. Granted, lighting always plays a big role in everything. So in terms of like the exact hair color, skin color, and whatnot, you look, both have the blue eyes. I would say the skin tone's pretty darn close. It definitely has like the same cheeks and chin. Obviously, all the scars, they look very close. Hair length looks pretty good, as you can see. His is going just right under, right there. So very, very, very accurate, I would say. So I think it looks pretty darn close to the movie, honestly. So pretty darn close to the movie in terms of the face. Like, a lot of people love the Tots Chucky. Now, he does look a little bit different in Seed of Chucky versus Bride. Personally, I hate Seed of Chucky movie. I really dislike it. I hate the look of Chucky in that as well. Hence, I dislike the Tots Chucky. I just don't like it. I really dislike that movie. And I never liked the Tots doll at all. I think this is vastly superior, when it comes to the face, which is the most important thing in a Chucky doll. There's a lot of Chucky dolls out there, but the only ones I've truly liked the face on would be this one and the Sideshow Chucky. However, I've seen the Sideshow Chucky in person. Granted, it was through a glass case a long time ago. I did really like it. It has a different expression, but I think the likeness and the skin tone on this is a little bit better. So there is the teeth, just looks like painted, it's probably plastic. And then you can see his tongue underneath, nice smile. I do love the fact these eyes, you can rotate them. And it has a really nice, vein work in there, which is really cool. So I don't want to put too much force because I don't want it to fall because he's just standing on his own. But the eyeballs look excellent. I really like the way Neca did the eyes on this. Very similar to the Tiffany, obviously. Same technique. I believe it's just a plastic eyeball, but, it looks like a glass eyeball when I see it. So, it looks just like the movie. So I think they did a great job on it. The actual skin tone looks excellent. Here is... This just looks like silver paint. I would have loved that to be like real metal plating. I think that could be probably better. It's not like a huge deal, but definitely just looks like someone painted this gray or silver from, the sculpt. So I think that could be better. The actual staples do look quite good. Some are silver, some are black. Like that's black, that's silver, which I'm not sure what's 100% accurate, but I would say that's probably accurate. So it has a mix of black, like right there is all black, then there's some gray right there. As far as that scarring, I think it looks really good. It's glossy, and it, definitely kind of looks like a bloodish look. Different tones in there of red, darker red, lighter red. So I think it looks really good. I definitely love the face sculpt. I think they did just a stellar job on the sculpting. The costume, yeah, it's definitely a lot less vibrant than my Chucky do. This is a worn out suit. It's gone through what? This is the 4th Chucky movie, technically, after Chucky 3. So my doll is a Chucky 1-2 doll. So it's still a newer, good guy doll. This one, she had to fix him up. So you have the stitching here, and this is foam. I feel it feels like foam. And then right here is when it becomes plastic. And then he has the stitching here as well in the body. And the material on the clothing feels nice. I like this. It feels actually really good. You can see here where they had to sew this back together right there. So lots of that. The one thing the Sideshow Chucky had that I did like was the giant blood stain. This doesn't have a blood stain. It definitely has some darker blue, lighter blue, all the tears and rips, which I think look great. Even the good guy's shoes, they look, more weathered than my other one. Real laces, good guy. But I think in general, this looks very naturally well done. Like a real weathered suit. It doesn't look forced, I will say. Right here, you can see it's stapled together. You have this clip. So I think overall the weathering on the suit is extremely well done. And I believe, he does get blood on his suit. Obviously, that was a specific scene choice that Sideshow chose, where this one doesn't have it. This one did not come with any weapons either. I really wish companies would include multiple weapons. He should have come with a gun and a knife, in my opinion. And they should be magnetic to the hand as well. Not just sit there. It should have been magnetic. So let's go ahead and pose these arms out. Alrighty. So even adding, a weighty Heart of Damballa and a real kitchen knife, he's still completely standing fine. He hasn't slightly tipped over anything. And this is a pretty decent, real knife, kitchen knife, grabbed. And then here is the Heart of Damballa, which I just wrapped around because obviously I can't have him close grip holding it. But, this could be a scene, wanting to transfer his soul into, Andy or someone or whatever. So check that out. That's one scene you could do with this Chucky doll. Pretty cool, no? So obviously I need to return the kitchen knife, but you can, get a plethora of different weapons on Amazon. As far as guns, I believe the best gun to use is a lighter gun. I saw someone else do a review on this, and he had, one of those tiny little guns that's a lighter, and he said that worked perfectly. Because there is limited space. This is plastic, so it is a little bit bendable. You could probably even heat it up to bend it even further. But I definitely want to get him with a gun. So let's go ahead and compare him now next to my other Chucky. Alrighty, folks. So here are the 3 dolls. Yeah, like I said, these are so drastically different. It's not like, I had Tots and then I got Neca and I had 2 of the same dolls. The costumes are completely different looking. And the faces are completely different looking. And they represent 2 different things. So I don't think I'm going to sell, my original Chucky. I would love to get a better doll stand. The way I have it now is I don't like it at all. But these 2 don't really need a doll stand because they really stand on their own. They're very light. Although if it did fall and hit its face on hardwood or something, it would definitely scratch it, I will say. They look the same height, so height looks really good. Chucky looks phenomenal next to Tiffany. And you could always display them sitting down. That always reduces risk and saves on height space, especially height space, so yeah, check out the difference between the 2. So this was made by, I think it's German Chucky. I can't remember the guy's exact name. You know, and that head is like a polystone. You know, and it's some sort of like glass eye installed. The hair, I believe, is just a wig that he glued on, although I can't see the wig, which is really nice, because on my last Chucky 2, the one with the knife hand, the silicone, I could actually see the wig, which is something that's just a complete, no for me. You know, she definitely has a wig that was just like glued on. This guy looks more hand punched. You know, like that is hand punched right there. It's not a wig. Same with all this. It might be a wig at some parts in the middle, but you can't see it. But in general, his hair does not look like a wig, where those two are definitely a wig. You know, like that does not look hand punched to me. It looks good though. It doesn't look bad. Like, I don't need to see the individual hand punched like this one is. But in him, due to the hairstyle, I don't think hand punched is truly necessary. He does not have real eyelashes. His is just drawn on, where his are actual eyelashes. Like actual hair. His is just a black line that was painted on. Obviously, two different movies, like I said. Bodies are very similar in size. He's maybe a little bit wider chested. Check out the shoes. Like this is just a much more colorful looking Chucky. Such a drastic difference between the two. They're both amazing dolls, but if I had to pick one to keep, I would pick Neca. I think it's just a little bit more well done, and the likeness is a little bit better. I think the likeness is really good on this one. I do like it. Now check out like the teeth. It's a painted resin, and that one looks really good as well. And you can see the tongue. I probably like the eyes a little bit better on this one. I like the fact they're, movable, which is great. And the scars just add so much detail to the face. So much detail. That's so cool. And all the weathering on the pants, the clothes is just extremely well done. So Chucky's definitely amazing. I would say, it's definitely, I would have to see it like truly side by side next to Sideshow to see if it's better. 'Cause I didn't get a super good look at the Sideshow, but I would say it's probably at least on par, possibly better. The fact of the posable eyes and, whatnot definitely is a huge plus. Because I think when you pose the eyes a little to the left or right, it adds life into it. Having it just always look straight, isn't the best look for like the dolls, I think. I think they look a little bit better. Let's try what my initial plan was on a 48-inch doing Tiffany in the middle now. That is kind of the look I wanted to go for. Yeah, I definitely like it better in that style, having her break up the two Chuckies. I think that looks really good. One thing I think would also look really good is if you had the good guy doll. The Tots one is perfectly fine. Then this, then that, and having 3 Chuckies in a row, sort of like the transformation of Chucky. I think that would be really cool. But I'd also have the good guy doll inside the box. I would, if I ever got a good guy doll, I would just keep it in the box. I would even take it out, because I like that box. I think that box is super cool. It's an art piece of its own. So overall, I'm very happy with Neca Chucky. It's definitely a keeper in my book. I don't plan to sell my Chucky 2 as of right now. I want to keep it because it's such a drastic difference between the two. They're not even remotely close looking. So, and they definitely represent different things. But like I said, I definitely want to get a gun. And I think I do want to keep the Heart of Damballa with the bride, since that was the focus of the movie. I think it's just a little bit more fitting on him versus Chucky 2. So yeah, overall, I freaking love this piece. It's solid for $500. It's a killer deal, especially considering what you get. I would love if they gave us bases with this as well. I think that'd be really cool. Granted, you could buy bases for like $100 on like Etsy and eBay. But there are my 3 Chucky dolls. That is a 60-inch shelf I currently have it in. I should be able to fit it in a 48-inch. all three. But I'm definitely happy with the look of this. I think it's awesome. So good job, Neca. Very impressed. Very cool, piece. Let me know what you guys think. Like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Have a great day.